Recommendation 1, that the Senate do approve Mr. President's request to establish a 1,150 billion naira borrowing program in the domestic debt market to close the unfunded deficit gap created by the increase in the budget size over and above the prior approved revenue and borrowing plans. Those in favor of these recommendations say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. That the federal, that's recommendation 2, that the Federal Ministry of Finance and Debt Management Office should undertake the borrowing strictly within approved fiscal parameters, ensuring that all terms and conditions, conditions favorable, transparent, and sustainable. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The recommendation is carried. That the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debt be mandated to 1, oversee the implementation and utilization of proceeds from the approved borrowing, receive quarterly reports from Ministry of Finance and the Debt Management Office, DMO, on status, utilization, and repayment plans. Monitor compliance with their sustainability thresholds and fiscal responsibility, and report any deviations to the Senate for appropriate legislative action. Those in favor of this recommendation say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Now, Senator Nengi, you can.
My recommendation reads as thus: that the Committee of Appropriation should ensure that the borrowing is actually made for the purpose of which is required before the Senate. That the borrowing, the Appropriation Committee should ensure that the borrowing is made for the purposes of which that the Appropriation Committee should ensure that the borrowing is actually to fund the 2025 appropriation.
Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short
Passport, Miscellaneous Provision, Act Amendment Bill 2025.
Business of the day is the presentation of a House bill standing in the name of
the President, distinguished senators, mandatory payment of child support by biological fathers bill 2025 SB 947, first reading.
Thank you, sir.
Well,
the short title of the bill.
was it even
1450, first reading.
Chartered Institute of Capital Market.
Mr. President, non-alteration bill 2025 SB 938, first reading.
Okay, later. Okay. The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, passport
productivity on the informal sector employment regulation bill 2025 SBs 272 and 629. Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, this is okay. Continue. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Clerk of the Senate. Sorry, the committee.
Mr.
HB 1450, first reading taken.